What's up? Welcome to another episode of Pierre's Panic Room. You know how we do it. We always got a flying, flashy guest. And this episode is no different, y'all. We got one of the big fish of comedy in the show tonight. You know why you turned on to this thing. You know what it is right here. But before I go, you know what I got to do? I got to read y'all comments. No matter what it says, I got to read it. You know, so we're going to see what y'all said on previous shows. All right, my man, Urban Flavors. This is from the J.J. Williamson show. I do the backstage pass. I did it with J.J. Williamson. So we have my man, Urban Flavors. Urban Flavors says, shout out to Pierre for taking time out to put a veteran like JJ on his channel. Good to see JJ on the radio. Been funny since Comic View days when he got his award in special ed class. Okay, all right, okay. He's just doing one of them shows and shit. Okay, there we go. All right, let's see another one. Marquise Johnson 6194 says, yes, sir, JJ. I need to catch him live. Yeah, man, JJ's a top-notch comic, man. So if y'all get a chance to see him, cool. This is from the TK Kirkland episode. Let's see what we had. Who said what about TK Kirkland in this one here? We're going to pull up Troy. Troy38 says, respect Pierre. Smart move, brother. You know what you're doing, what you're talking about. Keep it classy. Well, I'll do the best keeping it classy, but we got to get it informational too. We got to, see what it is. So this week, man, I'm excited, man, to catch this dude. I had to catch him, man. He's always around town. I actually just saw him recently work, man. Very, very funny. I did a backstage pass with him. He killed it, man. He's one of the people's favorite, man, and I'm excited to have him on. He's a living legend already, brother. I didn't realize how much stuff he did until I started doing my research. Damn. Okay, so let's give it up for the one and only Mr. LAVELL CRAWFORD. Yes, sir. Look who it is, man. The man in the flesh, the man, the myth, the legend, man. I know. Come on, man. I got to say, LAVELL, honestly, brother, I've always seen you from afar. I never really hung out with you and nothing. And then when I had to do research,
hold up.
When we hang out?
Man, we did several shows together, Pierre, back in the day.
Man.
We was always together, dog.
I know, but I was arrogant. I didn't remember you, nigga. Okay?
Yeah. You real about that part, but we was all together, sharing dressing room. Gino Shelton up and in and out.
Yeah, Gino. Okay.
Yeah.
But what happened was you left me, man. When you left me, man, I was like, who is? I forgot him again. So now,
it's all good.
I like that, man. He said, we worked together. You didn't remember,
man, we've been around a minute, but we both grown, so
But check this out. But since then, come on now. You've been on fire, brother. You've been working, man. Working. Come on.
Well, I've been blessed. You've been blessed, man. Our era is about that hard working, blue collar kind of mentality, man. I can't stop until good Lord call me home, man.
I know that's right.
And I just stay relevant. And thank God for the streaming stuff that we have out here, man, from YouTube and on. All that stuff, man, just kept me relevant, man. And me, I just go up and be me everywhere I go.
Right.
From the Mr. Brown thing to anything that I've done, Steve Harvey Hoodie Awards. I ain't know the camera was on, but I'm gonna be LAVELL CRAWFORD.
Come on now. First of all, I want to thank you for wearing the shirt. Okay.
Thank you gave me one close to my side.
Right.
You
looking good in it. You looking young. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Yeah. But I like that.
Black is good. You know. It don't show all your blemishes.
Oh, okay. All right. So let me tell you. So I did some research. Let's go back in your life. For some people who don't know you. Some people just know you from the stuff they've seen in the public.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you from a little town outside of St. Louis called Pagedale?
Well, it's in St. Louis. It's just a what they call a area. It's not a suburb. It's just a municipality.
Right. Is that like Ferguson? Is that like
right around in that same kind of area. Ferguson is like about 10 minutes away.
Really?
Yeah, 10 minutes away.
Ferguson was a little rough. I knew Ferguson
was the same thing. Yeah.
Remember they had that. Remember they had that dude that was killing women back in the day.
Yeah.
Remember that dude? Ferguson was rough. That's the first time I heard about Ferguson. I said, damn.
St. Louis always been a relatively seedy city, but I mean it got a lot of greatness.
Sure, I know that.
A lot of greatness.
Let me tell you something I didn't realize. I was doing a show in St. Louis one time, and on a Saturday night, and a promoter called me. that lived in East St. Louis.
Okay.
He said, do you want to do one on Sunday? I said, well, I don't want to disrespect the guy. It's a bridge right over. I don't want to do that. So I called, he said, but just call the promoter. So I called the promoter from St. Louis. He said, nigga, they ain't coming across that bridge. I said, what? And the first time I heard that, like, St. Louis on one side and East St. Louis on another side, which is really what, Missouri, I think it is?
Yeah, Illinois on this side and Missouri on that
one
side.
Bridge is a whole situation different.
Oh, different people too.
Yeah, that's my friend.
East side is, it's a different kind of energy.
Right.
It kind of got condemned, but the parts that's open because St. Louis used to go over there and party over there. That's where all the clubs were.
Right.
That's where the dudes go for the strip clubs. But they had the club like the Wiz. They had the Eyes for the white folks. They had all the little places over there. That's where we kicked it at. The Broadway.
Right.
Yeah,
I remember that little strip because they were saying a lot of Motown acts would come through there back in the days and so forth, right?
Yeah.
Right over the bridge, it's like a lot of little theaters and stuff, like clubs.
You would be
around
amazed how East St. Louis looked back in the past.
I would, because unfortunately it doesn't look good right now.
All the wild dogs and all the crackheads.
Hell no.
They trying to bring it back.
Right. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. In fact, your town passed a law. It's unlawful to wear your pants below your butt.
Oh, yeah?
Paigedale wrote that.
Thank God. Thank God. I think about time, brothers pull their pants up and put a belt on.
Come on now.
Because, I was a little fat kid, and I used to try to keep my pants up, and then Lord knows it became a style.
Right.
I didn't even know.
You were sagging before you knew it.
Right. I was a trendsetter.
Right. So all the time you didn't know that when your ass was out, nigga, you was the future. You was the future.
And my booty was chilly, brother. I was trying to keep it right.
God damn, that's funny. Okay, tell me the structure of your family. Like when you grew up with your sisters, brothers in the house, mother and father, like what that look like?
I had 2 sisters and a beautiful mother. And matter of fact, we moved in with my granddaddy, so that's how we moved to Paigedale, because we was living in the county, which is Maryland Heights, and I went to a predominantly white school, but then, and we still went to that school once you get, integrated in there. But, it's just my mother, and she didn't get married till later on, till after I got grown, so it was just us.
Right. So your father wasn't around? I mean,
no, I just met my father when I was 50 years old, 49 years old. I met my real father, yep.
Did you want to meet him before that? Were you trying to meet him, or you just kind of chilling?
The dude who I thought was my father, he wound up not being my father. He was my sister's father, but he wasn't my father. Oh. And I found that out after I confronted him. I confronted him over not coming around. He had started coming around. He lived in Tampa, Florida. His name was LAVELL Crawford. And, I knew that his mother and father, my grandparents, I just thought they was my people, but they kind of treated him kind of different a little bit. But he was, he the only dad I knew. My mom told me he don't want to be around, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't know it was a secret. And when I sent him a text message, said, man, we ain't need you, we ain't never need you. Ooh. I pay for my sister's weddings. I take care. I was more of a father than you ever would be. You don't have to come around. Now, I'm glad I ain't let my son meet his granddaddy, who ain't gonna never be around. Ooh. Busby wound up, and for a minute, I found out he was gay too. Which I had no problem with that.
Hold on. Your father gay?
No, the guy who I thought was my father.
But he had kids.
Yeah, he was bisexual,
Okay, all right.
He like surf and turf.
Surf and turf. Okay, all right, damn.
Okay, I mean, back in the day, you had to keep an image,
Okay.
And I mean, my mama, he was a good-looking guy. He matter of fact, he's a bodybuilder, senior bodybuilder. So she thought that it was gonna work out. He was with her for a minute, but I guess that secret kind of burned him a little bit. I mean, once you know somebody ain't true, because he sent me this letter. He sent this certified letter telling me, hey, I don't know what you heard. I don't know if you understand this, but your mother was pregnant when I came back from college. When I didn't finish up school, she was 3 months pregnant, but I honored her and went on and adopted you as my child. I loved you all that time, but you are not my son. I let her tell you who your father is. I'm not going to go there. So damn. I was sitting up there like this was like a written movie, bro.
Right.
How
old were you at this time?
Shoot, I was 49.
Okay.
Yeah, I was grown. I was grown. I wasn't walking around like, oh my God, why is me? But it was just a new chapter in my life. I done went through a lot of chapters in my life, and that was just another one. And it was just like, it was so impactful that I had to find out. I said, you ain't gonna lie on my mama. That's my girl, no matter what. And I think she thought if I knew, she told me his name, but she wouldn't admit to it until I went and had the paternity test. And when I had the paternity test came back, and it was so crazy, we was sitting there waiting to catch a plane. We was at the IHOP, me and her, my cousin, and my sister, who we all together after the show. We had just did Levity Live over in what part of California back up in Paso. Yeah, Oxnard. That's it. And we just did that. We drove back. You know how longer drive is, so we're going to the airport. So we sitting there waiting. We had like 3 hours before the flight leave, so we went to IHOP, and that lady called me, hi, I'm looking for Lavelle Crawford. I said, this is him. I thought it was a bill collector. She said, I just got your results from the paternity test. You want me to send you a letter? I said, no, you can tell me over the phone, because I had it on speaker, so I turned it on speaker, and I said, what's the result? She came with this sucker man, said 0000000. Lavelle Crawford is not your dad. And I'm looking at my mom like, how you live with this story all this time? I'm thinking I'm mad at this dude for nothing.
Right.
For nothing.
You want to come around to a kid that wasn't him?
Right. I don't blame him. Dude, I be gone. I mean, that's just the thing about, like, you know, if she came real
right.
and said it was his, and it wasn't true, that's different.
Right.
But since, you came like that and he had to live with that situation.
Right. Sure.
And I knew I didn't look like I was taller than him, way bigger than him.
Right.
So it was just like, he kept on looking like, man, we don't look nothing like pictures on the pictures. But he looked like my sister them.
Right.
He didn't look like me. And I had to go back and apologize to him and give him some, I gave him what he deserved. I appreciate you being a man, adopting me so that I would have a father.
Sure.
Whatever happened, I understand where you was. I mean, I couldn't have went through that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I asked her to, who my real daddy was, and she finally told me this gentleman by the name of Calvin Lambert.
Lambert,
like, yeah.
Lavelle Lambert.
Yeah, Lambert.
Get up for Lavelle Lambert.
Yeah, it's hard to change now.
Lavelle Lambert.
But strange enough, my jiu-jitsu teacher right here, this Calvin Carter, he used to be a private eye. Okay. And he said, you give me the information, I'll find him for you. So I was on a podcast similar to this, and I was telling this story, and this lady being nosy went on Truth Finder, found enough information that he was able to go look it up. He found everything about the dude, where he was living and everything. And I sent him a letter, and he was just excited, and he embraced me.
Right.
He was so happy that he knew about me and everything, and we've been
He
cool
had no idea that you were his son.
He knew. My mother let him see me when I was 3, but she told him don't come around because the dude Daryl had adopted me.
Right.
And she didn't want no trouble.
Right.
But I guess when they broke up or got divorced, she let him see me. And he got to see me, but he said don't get his mind messed up calling you dad because he think this other dude is his dad.
But hold on, you was a baby when that happened, right?
Yeah, I was 3.
So he didn't really know you became Lavelle Crawford.
Well, yeah, he found out after we started talking.
No, after he found out. So he was watching the dude doing that nigga funny as hell. Now I know something.
I don't even know. But his grandchildren knew me. My nieces and nephews knew me.
Right.
Yeah, they knew everybody. Once he started telling people was like, oh my. And when he was in St. Louis, and he started getting some of the perks because he had a stroke and he was in the hospital. My son is Lavelle Crawford. And they started putting him in a private room, started taking care of him and everything.
I'm gonna tell people, I know you, man. That's my twin brother right there.
Yeah.
I've been adopted, man. Shit. Okay, I want some perks. Shit. Okay.
See what you get, man.
Okay.
See what you get. I don't know. And he was getting, it was a thing. It was a powerful moment,
Okay.
And we got to see each other, and we stay in touch. It's not a thing where it's going. I don't know where it's gonna go. Right. I mean, he 81 now.
Right.
It's like, man, it's kind of.
At least you had a chance.
Yeah, it's a chapter that's.
There you go. That's a beautiful thing.
It's no problem. So
when you were a little kid growing up, were you funny?
I was corny funny, yeah. I kept people off my butt being funny, being a chubby kid. Okay. I had to come up with funny stuff because I was getting my butt handed to me. So I was, by big girls and big boys. So I was trying to be funny, to be funny. Then I learned how to fight, and then I ain't had to be as funny. But I thought I was always funny. I had said corny stuff.
Right.
I think I got funny in my junior high and my high school.
In high school,
yeah.
Was it because you're a big guy? People were snapping, we call it joning.
Yeah.
I was light skinned.
Yeah,
I got
trust me. I got a cousin the same complexion as you, and everybody else dark. We call her our white cousin.
See, ain't that
and her name is Karen, so she an original Karen.
Really?
But she black and she had to go down. If she my girl, but it's so funny. She out of all her sisters, she the brightest one.
Okay.
And but I understand,
Right.
yeah, because I was a chunky kid, man. I had to learn how to go.
Right, sure.
I learned how to go set that fire.
Right.
And I started looking at people, and it'd be so funny because they didn't know that this was wrong with them until I talked about it.
Come on now.
It was a dude named Tyrone. He walked around, thought girls liked him and everything. I said, yeah, but that nappy wig on your head, brother. I said, you look like the worst rug I ever seen. I said, I bet your mama she don't even cut your hair. He just used a vacuum on it. And he got mad. He wanted to beat me up. He wanted to get. I said, but look at your head, dog. And he got mad, boy. And I realized, I said, that's a power.
Right.
That's a power.
It's funny. I grew up in Germany from like being 2 weeks old to 11 years old. Then I moved to the DC into the hood.
Okay.
In Germany, I was on the base, mixed people and all that. When I moved to the hood, it was like, nigga, you one of us or one of them. Okay. Make your mind. So when I grew up in the hood, I had to find out. Your parents always tell you, you're the precious kid, my handsome little boy. Get out in them streets and find out that your ear ain't right, nigga. Your tooth is brown on one side. Your nose a little lopsided, nigga. Because the hood will let you know what time it is,
okay? Tell you the truth, baby.
Okay.
Them buddy-ass jeans you got on, them little regular-ass shoes. Look at you old broke ass. Look at you.
Right?
Did you know your belly button shaped wrong? You like, damn, I ain't know that.
My mama said I was perfect.
Yeah, mama, they said it.
Exactly. So you had to kind of fight that. I get it. I had to fight out there, too. Well, but coming up, did you admire any comedians on TV? Did you see people? Cartoons? What made you say, I might want to get into doing comedy?
Of course, I used to go to my uncles in Grand Rapids all the time, Michigan. And my cousin Tony, they were a little older than me, and I would, hang out, and he had Richard Pryor albums.
Okay.
And I used to listen to them suckers all the time, and I mean, it was incredible. But I never thought about stand-up, because I thought Richard Pryor was the only one allowed to do stand-up. When you're a black kid, you don't be looking how big it is and how he got there. Then I watched, of course, Flip Wilson, and I loved Red Fox. I didn't know he was a stand-up comedian. I knew him in Sanford Son. My granddaddy laughed so hard watching him. I thought it was just incredible to make somebody laugh, but I just didn't know how they was able to get to those levels. So I think when my transition of stand-up came to me was with Sinbad. He came to my college, and I was at a pretty much white college. It was, the Ku Klux Klan was in the classified ass.
Hell no.
Yeah.
And sit next to you.
Yeah, right there. I applied for the job because I needed some work study.
Come on now, come on.
With my hood on, they didn't know.
Right.
But Sinbad we got a first black comedian with Sinbad, and he came up. He did a marvelous job, and I had sat down and talked to him before he even got on stage. And I said, Sinbad, I realized what I want to do. I want to be a comedian, just like you said. Good luck, brother. It's not as easy as you think.
Right.
And he told me the story about when he first got to do a show, big show. He did a show for the Commodores, and they said, no, Earth, Wind, and Fire. And he was like announcing, he said, y'all ready for Earth? Wind and Fire. The crowd went, rah. He said, y'all ready for Earth, Wind, and Fire? Like, rah. The crowd was going crazy. He was in Kansas City. He said, but first, we got a talented comedian. And the people he said the boos shook his pants legs. That they was booing so bad at him. And he went up there, and he figured it out, though. And he got him going. And then, I met him. And then 15 years later, after Last Comic Standing, we were sitting out there waiting for the same cab to go to Montreal Comedy Festival.
Wow. Did you remind him of the story?
Yeah,
Oh, that's dope.
exactly.
That's
exactly.
dope. That's dope. All right, I ain't gonna ask you how the first, what was the first time going on stage, but I really want to know, like, the feeling of going on stage the first time. We're always nervous, but it's different between. I say it's always different between being nervous and scared. Because people ask me, "Are you scared?" To this day, I still get nervous. I still get butterflies right before I walk on. I'm not scared.
Yeah.
There's a difference, because I tell people I equate it to sex.
Yeah.
You know how to have sex, but the first time with a girl, you might be a little nervous. You know what to do. Once you get the pole in the hole.
Hold on. What do you mean the first time with a girl you get nervous?
Well, I'm like, come on, man.
No, you were saying that. Like, you know how to have sex, but first time with a girl.
With a new girl, man.
Okay, get it.
Yeah. Damn, man. See, you're going to turn the interview to something else, man. This is going to go viral
No,
right here.
I just wanted to clarify.
Ain't no clarifying.
For your listeners, they be like, wait, did he just say what I said?
Man, you crazy.
Nah, just messing with you, but.
Damn, okay, you got me. You got me now. Okay.
But I understand what you're saying.
So where was the first time you went up, and how did you feel? Did you feel like this is gonna be like after the show when you did it?
Yeah.
No matter did you do good or bad, did you feel like this is what I want to do?
Oh yeah, like Funny Bone. I Funny Bone in St. Louis, man.
Okay.
I mean, I just like on a whim. I had a friend. She was a friend from church. you know, we grew up together, and I used to make her laugh doing impressions of everybody in church. And she said, you should go over and do it. You know how friends do, they just want to see you fall on your face.
Of course.
So I was going to community college. I make everybody laugh at the basketball court. I be having people hollering. And I said, I kept calling, put my name on the list. I did that for like 5 months. And finally, I called and I said, I wanted to change my name. Somebody said, put another name up there like Joey Coco or something. And that Joey Coco didn't make it. I said, okay. I said, did Lavelle Crawford make it? And she was like, yeah, Lavelle Crawford is on the list. And I was like, oh, Lord, what I'm going to talk about?
Right.
And I got up there and I got to the place and I just started talking about stuff that happened at home.
Okay.
And my mom doing aerobics upstairs and the bricks was falling down. She was heavy, just shaking the house. And I did that joke, and then I did a couple of other little stock jokes, and I said, man, I told the guy, I said, God, if I get one laugh, I'm gonna turn it into a career. I came up there and I got a big laugh. They gave me a round of applause, called me back on stage, and I was like, whoa.
Wow, that's nice.
I done found my path.
That's funny.
That was the first time, and then the next time, I ate it like a something.
It happens like that. It happens like that. All right, well then you just started, like I said, I saw that you did Apollo, you did so many things. I really remember a lot of you on Comic View. It's like you came alive on, you know, like who is this, you know, this dude? Because you was coming through and making some noise. You know what I'm saying? Those Comic View days, did it take you to another level at that point, or was it still a lot of work at that point when you were doing, because how many times you do Comic View? 5, 6 times?
Shit, I probably did about 10 times.
10 times, okay, damn, that's damn every year.
I would come back. And,
Crawford View.
I had to do it. They had I got a 30-minute special, then they had a 30-minute special review. They had brought us back when Comic View came back again. So, and then when Jay, like about 5, 6 hosts I did it with, but I mean, I think it helped. And like I tell people all the time, you know, exposure is exposure.
Okay.
And I just stayed on there, man. And I mean, you know, a lot of people I had steady work. I had steady work all over the place. I was getting work in the mainstream rooms, doing the funny bones, doing feature act and stuff. And then I started headlining the white clubs. And then I started getting all the clubs at the Comic View. Comic View started giving me, you know, the little juke joints.
You were still doing feature? You were still featuring around that time? When you started moving the headline?
In between.
Right.
Feature, and then when they know they can't follow me, then I became the headline.
I was about to say, that ain't right, nigga. But no, sir. So you featured for some white boys sometimes, some white comics?
Once, and then they just moved me. Yeah. Just brought me back to the headline.
Yeah.
They said, man, these guys can't follow you, and they would try.
Right.
They would try. I think it's only one person I thought, you know, could have came behind me as a white dude. It was Bill Burr, but he opened up for me in colleges back in the day. So
I know I heard about some of the stuff. We're gonna get in that. Okay, so Comic View really took you to another. Now, to me, when you're doing Comic View, and I had him on the show before. Bruce was doing it too. I heard that y'all were like what I'm saying? People thought you were Bruce. Did you hear a lot of those kind of comments? You know, and you were like, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, black folks just don't like to be wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's just a purification of it. Let's just keep it real. Black people go like at SCU, they go hey, T-Rex. You know, whatever they'll call you, whatever they want to call you, and you got to argue. No, I know. I mean, let me just tell you this, man. I've been doing this 40 years, bro, and people will come up to me and tell me a joke that I didn't do.
Right.
It's just like
sure.
What's the comedian name? Big guy, Rodney.
Bingham?
No, not Rodney Bingham, but
Perry?
What's his name?
Is he black?
Yeah, he big dude. What's his name?
I ran out of Rodneys.
He do the good funny as AF. He got the shirt say funny as AF.
That sounds familiar. Okay, that Rodney.
Yeah.
Who?
Ronnie Jordan. I'm saying
Rodney, man.
I'm sorry, man.
Right.
I'm 55. Give me a break. Come on. Ronnie Jordan.
Okay, Ronnie Jordan.
Okay. Funny young man and everything. But people, Ronnie Jordan was one of me and Bruce's disciples, okay?
Cool.
I'll just put it like that.
Okay.
Because, I mean, he a fat guy, and he watched us because I knew he used to come to me, man, it's an honor to meet you, boom. And he had a joke about, you know, kids talking about him being fat. I got my jokes about being fat, but they like, there's a fat man at the door. This girl came up to me, arguing with me, that was my joke. And I told the woman, I said, woman, I know my material. I write it. I'm not gonna sit up here and forget what the hell I talked about. I mean, and she got mad at me and really got mad at me and started going off. And I said, "You bad build ass heifer."
Ooh,
I said, "Don't." I said, "No." Yeah, I mean, I had to because she cussed me out.
Right.
Oh, that black big head mother. I was like, "Hold on, you mad at me for trying to get you right?" And that goes back to what I said. Black people don't like to be wrong. And I told her, I said, "Lady, I know all my material. I watch myself. Okay, I know, and I watch other comedians. I know their jokes. Sometimes I watch them, so I won't say nothing similar to their joke.
Right.
You know, some comedians don't care. They'll go up and do the same thing. But I knew that was his joke because I remember that was one of his standbys. And so, you know, when it comes down to Bruce and me, people would just see. I got mistaken for Bruce, Earthquake, only person fat comedian I ain't give mistaken for was Ralphie May. And that's
really?
That's the only one.
I can't see why. I don't understand why.
Right. That's the only reason. God rest his soul.
Right.
But I mean, I would get mistaken for so many people, you know, and me and Bruce, you know, I love Bruce. It was so funny. This is a funny story about me and Bruce. We did a comedy stop in Columbus. You remember comedy stop?
Oh yeah.
Andrew Ford.
Andrew Ford.
Yeah. He had us booked. We co-head when he had his new club.
Wow. Okay.
And we were staying in the same condo, and you know, Andrew was cheap as shit.
Come on. Come on now.
He was cheap as shit. He was cheaper than free paper. I don't give a shit. That's
something. He's cheaper than free paper. That's funny.
Let me tell you. I'm telling you.
He know he was.
He know he was. And the funny thing about it was he had us in this condo with wicker furniture. You had two brothers with 300 plus on wicker furniture, turning that shit into matchsticks. And then the funny thing, Bruce was a good dude, man, and we did look like brothers then, because we both had kind of like hazel eyes. We was big dudes. We looked like
funny
family.
too, and
funny as hell. We looked the same. We damn near had the same haircut. So I understood where people had the mistake. And then Bruce changed his persona with the braids and shit, you know, and stuff like that. And very funny, talented brother, and an icon in his city right now. I mean, they love Bruce. Bruce is a lovable guy, and I did my way of being lovable my way, but I was lovable with Venom. He was lovable with being Bruce. Yeah, I was lovable with Venom, where I cut your ass. I one that can go so hard. They be like, damn, it's totally different guys. So when you mistake me for him, you ain't watch me. Right. You understand?
Right. Not just joke, but personality.
No, you're right. You ain't seen my material. So when it came down to that, it was like, I think agents and representation kind of, because I remember you asking them, did we have beef? Me and Bruce ain't never have beef. And when I heard, before your interview, I heard somebody come out and say that, and I was hosting the Shaq All-Star thing, and I came over before the show, and I told Bruce, I said, you know you always family. I said, but when we was up in the condo, we was super family because we went and cleaned out Kroger's grocery store. We had so many items. We bought about $70. That was all we could afford, $70 worth of food. We had ribs, chicken, everything in that room. But Bruce would sit in his drawers all the time.
Oh,
and
easy.
Yeah, I lost 30 pounds. I lost 30 pounds that weekend. I couldn't eat seeing Bruce in his drawers except for wicker furniture. It was too much. But we had a ball, and I always said we Siamese twins separated at the cornbread. I used to say that joke all the time, and I said we family, and you know, it's so blessed how good God is. We got to do this tour, this last tour, me, him, some more. Arnez would come in sometime, but we did this tour all across the country. Yeah, Bruce would feature, some more hosts, and I headline, and it was some more even said it was probably one of the best tours she's been on, because it was so professional, it was so straight up funny. It wasn't no love. Even when they threw another comic on, it was no love, because Bruce gonna do Bruce. I'm gonna be ignorant. And it was a perfect, man. I mean, you know, and I was so happy that we got to do that before God called us home. And that's why I tried, when you was doing that interview, I said that's one of the things I wanted to say, and I loved how Bruce handled it with class. He didn't come on, because
he told the story here on my show. He said I met him in the dressing room or something. He basically like, come on.
We was on the Shaq All-Star.
Okay, he said that.
And I told him I wanted to see him because I said, man, I want to holler at him, man. And I walked up there and we sat down and talked for about 30, 40 minutes. And I told him, I said, man, you know I got mad love for you. I don't have no beef with nobody. You know, and when they have beef with me, I go find him and see what this beef about.
Come on now.
You know, I ain't you know where I come from. I come from the mud, player. I said, man, you ain't talking no all this old guff on these interviews and stuff. That we don't play that stuff. That's Charleston White job. That ain't my job.
No.
I don't talk about it. Charleston White, I think he's hilarious because I like when he gets up there and just let it out on the table. But I'm just not that guy.
Right.
If I got a problem with you, I'm gonna talk to you.
And like you said earlier, though, a lot of times, you know, I don't know about white people. We're talking about black people. Yeah. We see two people look similar, like we kind of pit them together.
Yeah.
Like, even in a negative way, like, man, he's kind of funny to you. Or like, why you doing that, man? You don't say this skinny nigga funny to me. You gotta make me have beef with this dude because I'm light skinned, he light skinned. Why can't it be two light skinned dudes doing well or two big dudes doing well? But it's just us sometimes feel like we got to have that venom.
Well, we always try to put it in. I try to teach my son to do that. You know, like LeBron or Kobe and all that. I say, man, dude, they were great in their own position. I don't like LeBron as much as I love Kobe. I don't like LeBron at all after he got left Cleveland. I ain't like him no more. But I loved him in Cleveland. But on the other aspect, I never pit nobody against him because I think both of us are titans in our own way. I think because I mean, he would go up and never miss a beat. I go up and never miss a beat. And we have our own paths to go down. He got his children, I have my children. I look at but people gonna always make that mistake and they'll make it. And it be one person. It don't, like I said, it's always the devil that wanna mess up your day. And you know, you gotta be going in the airport, rushing to boo, boo. You know. I mean, don't tell me earthquake. No, don't tell me Quake Bruce. You know, and one brother, one time some brother said, I was walking down the street, it was me and Bruce together, and I was like, finally, they gonna get it together and say, Bruce LaVelle. This brother seen us both and said, Bruce's.
Really? Bruce.
I said, so nigga, you got a plural? You didn't put the
You know, I've been mad you ain't say LaVelle Crawford's. I'm ignorant like that. It can't be LaVelle Crawford's?
Right, that would have been, it would have still been the same man, but he went Bruce. It's like, finally we see the other Bruce.
Right.
I was like, dude, if you don't go jump in a sewer somewhere.
That's funny.
But that was so funny, though. It was hilarious. And I do those things, and it's funny because it's just, you know. Right. And it's like, man, but I never looked at that, you know, it's like at that moment, I just be with that person. Right. No, you should know your black people. Because Latino people know they people. Selena was a superstar. Right. Every white comedian, they have their own audience. They don't, Jim Gaffigan don't get mistaken for any John Candy or any of he don't get mistaken for Chris Farley.
Come on now.
You know, black folks sit up here and try to put us all in one thing, like you can't, but the real fans know who you are. Some people that just watch you as a glance, they don't know that's just like, they see a robbery. They seen it, but they really didn't. They dude had a blue coat on. He got a brown coat on. He got a green coat on, and dude didn't even have a coat on. You understand what I'm saying? It's just how people perception of things, and they don't pick up. And sometimes they laugh so hard they never even want to know what your name is, and they'll even say you done said your name 1,000,000 times on stage. You done said that comedian's name. What was that comedian went up before you? You know, he said his name 6 times. You still didn't hear.
Right, sure.
So people, it's their perception.
I get that. Now let me ask you. Now let's go back. Right now you're in a beautiful place. Come on, you legendary. But you know we're talking about the come up. And I'm a comic, so I know the feeling. So let me ask you. Right before you got on Last Comic Standing, I heard you were frustrated that your career wasn't where you wanted to be. You felt like you were being overlooked a lot. Let me tell you what I heard. From outside that you were frustrated. People. I got they.
Tell me your sources.
They nigga. Okay.
If they factual.
Right.
I'm gonna say if they relevant sources.
Okay. But I can understand it. You know, people. You know, you want to be. We all sometimes want to be bigger than we are. And we say, why ain't it working? Why ain't it working? But it seems like when you got on Last Comic Standing, it really took off after that. When that after that air, unfortunately, whatever, you lost out to John Reap. Okay, in the finals, whatever. Right. But look at your career. I ain't gonna compare you, but look how far your career has gone since that. Do you feel like that happened when Last Comic Standing was the real boost that pushed you to that? You know, like you went from let's say a 5 to at least an 8 at that point. You know, boom, boom, boom.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Come on now, that's what we're here for.
With you. In that position, you right at everybody. Like you said, I mean, dude, I've been standing those, tearing the roof off the place. I get shunned and not allowed on some shows.
Come on.
I can't be an opening act because
Too strong.
the people that's the greats won't let me be on the show. And it's so beautiful how God, that if you keep breathing, you keep eating right, you start seeing the full circle of God's plan. You come back. It's like me and Tommy Davidson had the same manager at the same time. At one time, it was his manager. His manager came to a comedy contest I was in, and he wanted to represent me after that. And I got to do some dates with Tommy. And Tommy was cool. He always been cool. He was always a guy. He was, you know how somebody's so talented, they in their whole head all day long. And one time we got close, we got cool. And we was in Tulsa, and I had a cool setting because it was okay. But then we went to, I'm coming to your question. But then we went to Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City, you know, that's where the black folks is, you know, of Oklahoma. And when I went to Oklahoma City, and me and him hung out, had lunch, and we was laughing, and it made me feel comfortable. Cause you know, when you're a young comic, you sitting there like, man, this dude from In Living Color, man, he's Strictly Business, you know. He out there with Holly Berry and all that, like yourself, you know. He doing some big things, you know. And I was like, man, how can I be around this dude? But we got on stage and we did a sound check, and we was, you know, back then I could sing a little bit, you know, and he could sing. And we was out there singing Earth, Wind, and Fire. I was hitting the high notes with Philip Bailey. He was hitting the other part, and he was doing the beat, and I was doing Philip Bailey, keep your head. And we just,
like that?
Yeah, not better, way better, brother, way better. I'm just telling, no, stop it. I'm just telling you some words.
Okay, all right.
I had to gargle a little bit. I had to have a couple of ribs. I had to walk around, let the air breathe. But anyway. But we started mixing, man, and it was so fun. And we hugged after that, said, man, that was a great jam session. We had a good time, because we see each other now. And I went up on that stage, and when I tell you, I set fire to that son of a bitch.
Come on now.
And when I got done, and I mean, nobody will ever admit this, and I love Tommy. This is not a slight by no means. So he was out there doing his thing, and you know, he was doing it, and I was just watching him. And some nigga yelled out, "Where Fat Boy go?" They yelled that, and it happened. And I was like, "Oh shit, this is my last show."
Come on now,
this is my last show. And I didn't even say it, but I said it. And this was my last show. After that, I couldn't get on no more dates.
Damn, really?
Yeah, I can't get on no more dates.
Nigga who yelled that out, you ain't shit.
Yeah, nigga ain't shit, man. Motherfucker fucked the whole party up. You could have just laughed, moved on about your damn
shit. You see me in the lobby and talk, whisper in my ear. Nigga,
right, yeah, you were laughing, yeah.
Yeah, damn it.
I mean, but I couldn't even, I said it wasn't even a favorable compliment, because it had done all this great stuff.
Right.
I'm a young comic just biting my nail, because if I would have did what he did and went through the transition he did, you probably wouldn't have liked me either. You know, that's why one thing I work hard. So when you're talking about when I got to those levels of, you know, I seen where my career was just, I would see people taking off, and I was like, man, I'm trying to get there. And then it was like, me being a bigger person, you know, that kind of put some, you know, problems in it. Then I see some big person making it. I'm like, damn, why I didn't get that part? You know, you know what I'm saying? You know how, you know, so many different things you just go through your head. That ain't nothing but the devil trying to mess with you. And so when I went to this audition for the Last Comic Standing, you know, and this somebody out there that's watching this, you know, when God done blessed the path, because when you go through. And it's so simple, it's so easy. You be like, man, but when I went to audition for Last Comic Standing, I didn't have to wait in the line. They brought me right in, Mr. Crawford, this way.
Is it because of the manager, Sinclair?
No, Sinclair wasn't with me then. This was this was after Sinclair.
Okay, great.
No, this was because, you know, I had made my mark in the mainstream game. So I was a veteran when I got on Last Comic Standing. Yeah, I was pretty much, I was probably like 11 years in.
Okay.
You know, Ralph Harris had been doing it 20 years, and he was, you know, Ralph Harris, I grew up watching Ralph Harris. Sure. So when they walked me all the way in, I didn't have to wait in line. I went in and I killed it. I slotted it. And then when I went to LA, I slotted it then. I just didn't think they was gonna pick me. I said, man, some bull crap. Next thing you know, I got the red letter, and I was like, holy shit. I'm in Last Comic Standing. And I said, that's all I needed, because I prayed to God. I said, God, all the world just got to see me.
There you go.
And all they got to do is, and I was on mainstream
television,
primetime TV every day at what 7 o'clock, 7:30 Central, and I was on there being a party, doing the challenges and all. Man, you know, people was watching me. They fell in love with me, and I knew that I had to get them people to follow me. This big jolly guy, I'm making them people, the white people love me, baby, and I made it happen. That's how I got Breaking Bad and all that from Last Common Standard, because them people was loving me. I mean, we go to these towns on the tour, they holding up signs, LAVELL, and I couldn't believe how many people I touched. So. When you say about the lost part, I didn't lose a damn thing.
No,
I said I won. I hit a home run when I got on there. I knew once I got on there, I was hurt because I wanted that $250,000.
Right, sure.
But
what's second place?
Yeah,
a letter saying thank you for participating.
Tour. I think I got force majeure on the tour. I think I got a couple of dollars. I don't remember. It wasn't nothing to brag on. My tithe was real small for church, so. But my family was crying and stuff. I got drunk as hell that night, but doors opened up. I got a movie offer right away, but then it got pulled away. Right. Yeah, it was like it was the Ice Cube movie with comebacks. I was supposed to be in there, and then the dude, the director, was mad because they had cast me without his permission. So I was like, there's a Limp Bizkit. You remember Limp Bizkit, the rap, that's that rock dude, son of a bitch. And I was so mad. I said, look where you at now, Limp Bizkit. You a real Limp Bizkit now.
Wow.
Because of that shit, yeah. I mean, you know, and I ain't hating on it, but it was just like crazy. Because I would have loved to have been on there. Ice Cube, one of my top 5 rappers, man. I'd have just liked to have been in his presence. I got to meet him later, but you know, it still would have been great. But anyway, so. Yes, you know, we had that yearning and that worry, but I knew I just had to stay diligent, man.
So things really changed differently. So speaking of one of the things that changed major, when I saw you get Breaking Bad, I was like, hold up now. Not in a negative way, but damn, this is another level. We can do these black movies, these black sitcoms, this is what it is. No disrespect for those, but when you on a show like that with drama, you know what I'm saying? Tons of comedy here and there, but it's drama. You with some heavy hitters on it, you know what I'm saying? That's a major shift for a comedian to be on that. You know, a black comedian, let's put it that way.
Sure.
Because there was a couple comedians went on there. You played opposite Bill Burr in a lot of scenes and stuff. I think you were Hewley, what was your name?
Hugh.
Your name was Hugh. I was impressed. You know, I didn't watch every episode. And let me tell this to the fans, because motherfuckers get mad if I don't know everything about a nigga in an interview. You ain't watch this. Like some of your fans, but you didn't remember.
They ain't watch it till it got on Netflix anyway.
So a lot of times I don't watch everything a comic is doing because I got to get my career together and get my shit up. You know what I'm saying? But when I do the research, I start, you know, different respect and start saying, whoa. I always knew you were funny. I knew you were doing Breaking Bad, but I didn't watch every episode. But there was episodes I saw and I was watching you and clips of it, and I was like, man, my man doing it, man. You know, it's not easy. To me, I think, here's the thing. I think comedians are some of the best actors, and they're also some of the worst actors.
Sure. Okay?
It can be. It's 50-50. Ain't anybody middle ground. You're doing a really good job, or you horrible. You know? And one is because we're used to doing monologue, not dialogue. We ain't listening to niggas. I got to say this every time.
It got to always be on, thinking you got to be on.
When I did a couple of my hood movies, let me tell you, you can see the comedian in the scene with me, ready, like, you ain't even listening to what I'm saying. Like, calm down. You ain't hear what I said. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So when I saw you in Breaking Bad, some episodes, I was like, man, you know, you did a solid job, man. I can see it. You know, and I can see why you did other movies, Ridiculous Six, you know what I'm saying, that Western movie you did. I mean, I hate to say it, are you official actor? Is that one of your loves now, that, you know, acting? Is that, or are you still #1 with comedy, stand-up comedy?
Well, I mean, you know, like I tell people, this comedy opened up so many doors to different opportunities. I love acting. I love being, I mean, it could be kind of strenuous on the wait time.
Oh, waiting time. Okay.
Yeah, the waiting times, like you know, sometimes we got a call time at 6 and then we don't go down till noon. I remember I said my trailer until midnight. Midnight, dude. I would go get something to eat and then come back. We had to hold up. We had a rainstorm. We had to do that, especially if it's outside. When I did Home Team, it was a fun movie, but it was just like, man. But I loved it because when I did the play, I did Men Cry in the Dark, and I did Friends and Lovers with my man Jakari Johnson and with Miguel Nunez and all them. And it was great. It was a great fun to be able to build a character and make the character I had. It was small, but I developed him into something bigger and better and better.
You mean Breaking Bad, or you talking about the plays?
Then in the plays first. That's what I said. That's why I learned how to get him. When I got to Breaking Bad with Hugh, they didn't give me a lot of lines,
right?
But my energy.
Come on now.
I mean, when you promoting your energy on there, and then people started looking at my presence, it wasn't like, because when they showed the camera on me, you see my looks, and if I say something, people waiting on me, and they saw my energy, and man, I mean, that character, even though they don't give me the play that they want, that character is probably one of the most prolific characters on that show.
Right.
Even if they want to argue with me, I mean, I'm sure you got Heisenberg and all those guys,
sure.
but I mean, this guy, man, they done made characters of him. I got toys where I'm laying on the money, the iconic part. I mean, that character, and the thing about it is, people like, you didn't have lunch. I said, man, I'm playing a security guard. I'm not a security guard. No offense to every security guard out in the game, but I said, but I played one and I enjoyed it, man. And it was a great time being a part of, great talent and a hot show, and then got to be in a spinoff. And that was the funny thing about the spinoff, because I had the weight loss surgeon, I had lost 150 pounds, right? And the Hugh that they remember, he was big, and they tried to put a fat suit on, but they had made a mistake and filmed my stuff first, so they had to look at the better Hugh. I said, this is back in time. Hugh probably was in better shape then, you know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So let's give it some relevance, So they had to go on the stick with that Hugh, and it was a beautiful thing where I was blessed to do both of them. And I love acting, man. I love to be in it. I love to create. Like we talked about, about producing and making things. I love creating, man.
Would you say?
And
I'm gonna hate to say it, but let's keep it 100. But in this one, do you feel like when you did something like Breaking Bad, you arrived, like you're on a different level now than with some of the stuff you've done before? You know what I'm saying?
In
like
the acting world, yeah.
Yeah, like you're in a white movie with the white actor, you're holding your own. This is what this really was,
Shit, I won a SAG award. I won an acting award.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you go look it up. I'm sitting up there, a part of a best dramatic ensemble. I walked past Oprah and John Witherspoon. Not John Witherspoon. What's his name? With the eye. Forrest Whitaker. I always forget the name. But Forrest Whitaker. I walked past them out of the audience.
Right.
And walked up on stage, and I pointed back over like, ah! I was an asshole. I felt good because I was like, holy shit. These people,
you here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm up there, man. I'm up there, I'm going crazy because I ain't know nothing about this, because I got to go see how it was made. Me and the guy from Veep, we got to go in there and see how the SAG Award statue was made, everything. I said, shit, this is my Oscar, man.
Right. No,
I said, I got to go to the Golden Globes. I ain't getting no Golden Globes and everything, but man, it was like, it was my moment in Hollywood.
Good. Now, let me go back to stand-up comedy, some of your specials. I thought it was such a dope thing you did when you did that special about holidays.
Okay.
That was one of the dopest. They just even come up with the idea to keep it in holiday, different holidays, different jokes.
Yeah.
What made you think that up? That was really unique to me.
Man, brother, it's just like you got Panic Room.
Okay.
You got this during the pandemic. I know this when you created this, and we come up with things in our brain, man, where we want to be different than everybody. I mean, some comedians just go up and just do stand up. I wants to bring, because like New Looks ain't funny. Now people don't even understand, because if you look at the picture, my son drew it. It's showing the bigger Lavelle taking the mic, the smaller Lavelle taking the mic from the bigger Lavelle. And it's just a transition. People saying, "How you gonna be funny? You done lost all that weight. How you gonna be
really?
Funny?" Oh yeah. People ask you them questions. So that was one of them things where I came up there and I blazed it and being funny. But when I did the holiday, I said I want to do a joke. I got a lot of. When I go on stage, I try to season my jokes. Like if it's cold, I like to talk about, my first 10 minutes gonna be about cold. When it's hot, talk about anything. I try my best to work on any area. Like if I see something on the table, a card table, you wanna tell jokes, find your way into that world and bring up things that nobody else talk about. Because they think it's minimum. And it's maximum. And I'm happy you like that, because I like that special too. I went through a lot to go through it, because I had fired my road manager. I was on my own, didn't have no management, and I was able to get a deal. And I got with the agency. They got the deal, and I filmed it right in my hometown. And I was wearing some painful ass Gucci shoes. I was on stage in pain, telling them jokes, and it worked out really good. And I was happy to do that. I wanted to do something different. It's always having a moment, having an opportunity to talk about like the comedy vaccine. That was all about what was going on in the pandemic. I said, man, you got to be that guy that has those genres. Genres makes people go, man, that's why LaVell, because he talked about all this stuff. That's why LaVell, he talked about this. And remember back, it becomes historic to me.
One thing I like about you, what I hear amongst the audience, because I don't watch all you, I haven't traveled with you on the road, but people say when you come back, it's different material. You know what I'm saying? Well, some people don't do different material, which is, I can see 50-50, whatever, but it's like you come with new shit every time you come back. You know what I'm saying? That makes people endear you too, because that's a true comedian who can come back with new material every time they come back to a city. You know what I'm saying? Or at least 90% new material.
Yeah,
you know
I get bored with myself. I don't want to talk.
That's a lot of self-confidence, though. Let me tell you, that's a lot.
You think so?
Yeah. If you come back with new material, because you thinking your ass is funny no matter what you say.
No, I just think that I'm just tired of talking about that shit. For real,
Okay.
For real. I mean,
Where do you work out? Where you work out in the material? In front of the people?
I'm on stage. I'm on stage 368
I know.
days
So
a
you
year.
working out
on stage?
Well, during major shows.
Yeah, I
Some
don't
people go to
care.
open mic night with a little piece of paper.
Nah,
and
hell
work on a
no.
joke.
That ain't gonna give me what I need. When people have bought and paid and they still laughing at what the hell I'm talking about.
That's a bold. You got some guts on you.
Hey,
if it go down, they're like, hold up, nigga, I done paid $45, $50 for this
I'm
shit.
circumcised in the top, but the balls are always gonna be there.
Okay, that's what it is.
Brass, steel, or whatever. And that's how. But I mean, I don't really look at it like that. I think every comedian should to challenge yourself. How you thinking you should do the same freaking set every time and thinking that you're supposed to get special every time for the same shit,
right.
And you change one stupid ass joke,
right.
And I mean, cause I watch people that got mega success, and I watch them and I see why they sit up and they be harboring on someone coming up funnier than them because they don't be hungry no more because they started believing the hype, and I said, man, when you making that money, man. And one thing I respect about Chappelle, he's smart enough to be able to be on stage and talk about a million things. He talk about things that we don't know. He the last couple of sets he stayed on a subject, and I think he was going at some people, but it was funny. It's funny, that's cool.
Right,
but I just think that you should challenge yourself. I don't care. You should challenge yourself, especially when you start really getting popular.
Right.
You should challenge yourself because you want to be fresh. When you come on that sucker, you hitting them with something, and they like, damn, I thought he was going to do the same thing. Because I got people wanting me to do my first special that I did, my Can a Brother Get Some Love. They want to hear that whole special.
Right.
Why you ain't do the grocery store? Why you ain't do the... I said, man, you can go watch that. It ain't like R&B, like R&B song. It ain't like Frankie Beverly when he can come up and go, happy feelings.
Right.
I can't go over there and tell that joke the same way because I ain't feeling it.
It's funny because if he do new songs, all new songs, y'all boo the hell out of him.
Oh yeah,
they want R&B. Like let Beyonce go up there and say they don't sing Single Ladies.
Right, right.
But sometimes when we do a joke over again, you get one or two things like, I done heard that shit last time.
Right.
Why don't you do that joke? You did. I got my girl with me. You ain't bring that. Like,
right.
What y'all want, man?
Right. They don't know.
Right,
They don't know. But musicians, you right. They will boo because they're like, damn, this is a new song I wanted to put out there. They be, oh, here we go.
Right.
If you
don't put that old shit on there.
Yeah.
Speaking of Chappelle, is that someone you look at? Like, do you look at people sometimes comics and say, I like how he's moving. Maybe I can think of something like you know what I'm saying? Like, say I want to try new shit or whatever.
I don't look at him like that. When we was out there waiting for Chappelle was 18 when he started. He was a kid, and we was already hitting it. You from the DMV. He was. When I heard about him, it was just a whisper. Okay. And when he became who he was, I think what made Chappelle was his show.
True, man.
His show. I watched that one. Killing Me Softly was one of his strongest specials, and I think Dave Chappelle was one of those comedians that was circulated with the white folks before he was circulated with the black folks. Sure. And people don't admit that, but they were like, "Oh no, we know. No, you didn't. You didn't know shit about that nigga. You didn't know nothing about him." And I be telling people, I said, I watch. I know. The cat, he was with the mainstream, and then he circulated and came with the black. When his show came out, he was always a black man, but you could tell. He said he went to a art high school. Yeah, you know, and it's great because he's very intelligent, and he comes up on stage and he talk about, and I admire him for that. And one thing I like about him is that he don't be a shy away from his intelligence.
Okay.
And that's one thing that I don't shy away from. I'll say a big word on stage and people will repeat that word. I say beknownst to me, and they say, brother, beknownst. And they like that because it ain't a cuss word. It's a word that's in the dictionary. Because my mom made me read. Made me read the dictionary. I went to school. We get free M&Ms when we read the Bible. Finding Bible verses. And them words sometimes are more impactful. And that's one thing I liked about him is his knowledge. And that's what I try to do is get that knowledge so I can talk about it. And because everything has a funny. Everything has a funny.
And look how long, talking about taking a while when you got the last comic stand, really took you to another level. With him, he was around with them white clubs, the black people wasn't messing with him. I have a friend of mine who went to his manager one time and said, yo, there's a club, a black club in Ohio or someplace, Cleveland, whatever, I can get him in there. And his manager told me, he said, I pay his rent to make sure he don't have to go to them clubs.
Wow.
To keep him in that circuit around New York
area.
Well,
because they knew what they wanted to do with it.
Because the kind of humor he had with a scar, he'd have got scarred coming to the hood where we came through.
He wouldn't have never got scarred. He would have got his nuts.
Well, you think so?
I guarantee he would got it. The thing about he was funny. He was funny regardless.
Right, sure.
But he would have got his venom. He would have got his fire.
Okay.
And then he was still the thing. This, you know,
be real.
I'm gonna be real with you.
100. Come on, we here.
The realization of when people try to hide you from where you're supposed to, your people, they don't want you to understand and find out that you are the product.
Ooh, don't do that.
I'm gonna tell you that. When you know what your worth is, you're a dangerous motherfucker.
Ooh.
Yeah, because when he found out what his worth was, he was already in the pool of sharks. And when he wanted all that money, he knew how much money he was making. And he started seeing, when you around niggas, they all counting your money all day. Niggas talk, man, you funny as fuck. Why they fucking up? These niggas fucking your money. They talk to you and they get in your head. And then you start seeing that you coming into some ferocious ass rooms slaughtering.
Okay.
And you go into the white rooms and you slaughtering. And you start saying, man, I'm bringing money in here. I'm bringing money over here. Why you ain't paying me what I'm worth? I mean, I still sit and deal with these promoters. I always want to try to undercut me, knowing that I'm putting asses in the seats. I still got 75 to 100 people on a Wednesday night when niggas got to go to work in the morning. And then I'm selling out, they adding shows after Labor Day. I know what I'm worth. And so I'm a dangerous person. And see, and that's what they was doing with him. They was keeping him away from you. See, a lot of black comedians that, like from Chris Rock, they think that they comfortable over there with white man. Okay. But he just taking them and not, so you won't understand that you are the valuable commodity. And once you understand
that,
yes, you gotta look at. See, I don't talk too much. But because I know I had to understand my worth and understand when I fired my agent and all that stuff and I was by myself and I was booking myself, and Negro, when I say I made like 6 figures in a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I was booked all over the country.
6 figures? I thought you, God damn.
Yeah. Yeah,
I made that 1 year.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm not bragging, but no, I'm telling you, this is prime LAVELL CRAWFORD. Okay. I'm not, I'm way I can use it. It's not like you. I'm sure you got where your vehicles now. You can do that on a level. You got to know. And I built relationships with club owners. I don't walk in there sassy, frassy, talking like I'm the shit. I come in there being respectful, but I be letting them know, hey man, this is what I know I deserve. Let's get it to there. I said when I come in and when I deal with these agents, well, we're gonna work that. I'll be like, okay, you don't believe in me. I mean, I'm 40 years in the game and I'm still sitting up here negotiating stuff just because I've done movies. I haven't started a movie, but I've made my name in comedy where I'm getting the payment in comedy. You can't sit up and, oh, you can't sell out arenas. If you put the vehicle behind me, like you put behind some of these people are very great, and they very talented. But that same vehicle you put behind me, I'll sell out arenas no time. And I'll give them a hellacious show every time I come on that stage. I'm telling you.
Every time I see you, brother.
Hey,
every time I see you.
And I'm just saying, but the energy, that's where we are. You understand when you were talking about Dave Chappelle, he paying his rent so he wouldn't have to go over there. What kind of punk ass shit is that? So you sheltering him from his folks? And then when you notice when he got on the show, he saw it. When he got his show, he saw it. And it's just like anybody, you start seeing, oh, this me. And the stuff he talked about was relative. Blind races. That's funny as shit. And it's not funny, and the white people like it, but then he said the only problem he had was when he sees the white boys and they would be comfortable saying, yeah, remember you did that one skit about the nigger? And he like, hold on, man, you ain't supposed to say that, dude. You getting too comfortable. But see, that's the thing that they wanted to keep him, where they think that they can come and be free to say that in front of him and not get their lip busted. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, the word nigga is not relevant anyway. It shouldn't be. I'm 55 years old. You call me nigga, as long as you don't touch none of my nigga shit, we ain't got no problem. Now you touch my nigga shit, that's when you're gonna understand what lightning is, because I'm gonna put it on you. But otherwise, the word is never gonna condemn me. I mean, I never let nobody sit up and say something, but you already trying to control my situation by calling this cancel culture, all this BS that we sit out here and live with. Man, I mean, you just gotta be you. The powerfulest people that you see in this comedy game never live by the line. Hey, this is LAVELL CRAWFORD, and thank you, Jesus, I survived Pierre's panic room, and he gave me a mug.
Turn me up a little bit,
If you like that show, like, subscribe, and comment below. Hit the notification bell. Hit the subscribe button, man. We want you around. Appreciate it.